I can throw behind my back better than that. What is going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here with Ballard Sports Media, and coming in today, bringing the show back, Ballard Sports 360, man. And I know I, I'm probably the only one really that cares whether or not this show is back. I did it for a while. It worked out okay. Um, But I don't know. I mean, this was a show I enjoyed doing and putting together. Got that opening theme right there. Could be a little bit better with that. I might try to make a new intro for it, or if someone would maybe like to reach out and maybe send me something I could use, um, let me know. But try to, if you do want to, let me know. And try to get something showing like a baseball highlight, a golf highlight, basically every sport that kind of went along with that. We kind of try to cover in this show every sport around around really all over, football, baseball, basketball, golf, a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to get into that, you know, Himeki Matsuyama or whatever won the Masters, and that's about all the news there. Hopefully when PGA starts back up, maybe I could get into that a little bit more, learn more about golf. Um, but yeah, we still do this. How we do, man? We still do this show. Try to get back to it. I've thought about it for a while. Um, this isn't in the title, but I don't know if you guys saw. The Bama players finally got their rings, their national championship rings. There was a couple of them. There's a gold. There's 2 silvers. One of them is silver, and it on top it at least it just has the CFP logo. That's my least favorite of them. Just gonna be real. There's one with 3 playoff trophies, and then a Bama logo on top of all 3 of those. So, um, you know, we'll see. But yeah, it's great to have this show back. Got a couple things we want to talk about today. What? Sorry, coughing a bit. Pollen and allergies up here, man. Been taking cough drops here or there. But what in the heck is up with the Chicago Cubs? First off, before we get into that, I want to see who all's in the comments today. What's up, Lincoln Stevens? How you doing, buddy? What's up, my man Dominic? Kind of sad and upset. Well, talk to me about it in the comment section, man. Hope you get better, whatever you're going through. It sucks. But Shannon Mitchell, what's going on? What's up, Wisconsin sports fan? How you all doing? Good seeing you in here. And we'll get right back to this news here. What is up with the Chicago Cubs? It's crazy. They cannot hit. They have good outfield, good infield. They cannot hit. Right? Through 15 games this year. Right? They're first off, they are dead last in offensive statistics this year. Dead last, Chicago Cubs. It's crazy. No one can figure it out. Nobody. And it's not just one of those they don't have play. They have some of the best rotation in the league. The Cubs. They have, but this year, the batting averages, the win percentage is just some of the worst. It sucks. Just call it what it is. Someone's got to say it. It sucks to be the Cubs right now. They're 6-9, 15 games into the season, right? And yeah, it's still early. But I mean, it's crazy. This is a team that just won a World Series a few years ago. In 15 games, the Cubs have scored more than 4 runs only 3 times in 3 out of 15 games. 3.4 runs per game is the 3rd worst average in the major league. I'm getting this all from Chicago Tribune. I got a couple different sources reading up on this, and I've kind of seen the Cubs a little bit too. I think I actually did a game for the Cubs last week, if I'm not mistaken, didn't I? And I do like the White Sox and the Cubs. Or well, let me see. No, but I did do one for them last year. So it's irrelevant compared to this year. I knew I did a Cubs game at some point. But anyways, there's really just man, it is crazy. It's a head-scratching mystery because Cubs have some of the best rotation. They have some of the best players too, don't they? You know, they got great players. They got a great staff. I mean, it's not like they're a dead team, but they're 6-9 and they're 5th in the National League Central. Kyle Hendricks, great pitcher there. Obviously, the whole rotate. I mean, they got guys like Anthony Rizzo, Matt Duffy, Javier Baez. I mean, they got players that I've heard of at least, and I've heard that they're really good. I've seen a couple of those guys play too. They don't have the best roster there is, but this year especially, it's crazy, right? And nobody can figure out why they suck. Nobody can figure this out, but it is what it is. I don't know where to even go with this. Let's double check the chat. Lincoln Stevens, Dominic, Shannon Mitchell, Wisconsin sports fan. What's up? D4. It's crazy. Nobody can figure it out. But I don't know what else to say other than um, something's going on in Chicago and baseball. We'll stick to baseball. Stick to the sports on here. And it's just crazy. I mean, to quote this article here, and they're right here. Jesse Rogers put this out on ESPN. To quote a central scout in the American League, said it's almost mind-boggling. There's too much talent on the whole darn Cubs team, and no one can figure it out. I've talked to a bunch of guys, basically other scouts, and no one can figure this out. What's wrong with the Cubs, right? There's not a direct answer. Like, no one's sitting there saying they don't have the players or, yeah, just poor coaching. No one knows what's going on because they have it all, right? This is like a situation, if you want to put it in college football terms, right? And you want to use any other excuse or find an excuse outside of he just had a bad game. Let's put it in college football terms here, folks. We know how great Trevor Lawrence is. Okay. Let's say he has one of the worst games of his life against, I don't know, any team really. But let's say it's like a nobody team, like who Bama plays before the Iron Bowl. Take the Citadel. Hypothetically speaking here, the Citadel whoops up on Clemson. Trevor Lawrence, let's say he's 3 of 19 in total for the game for 92 yards, right? How embarrassing would that be, first off, right? Other than he just had a bad game and had nothing going on, right? Couldn't get anything going. It's head scratching, right? It's like the worst of possible situations for the best team, the best player, the best guy, the best there is available, right? And again, that was hypothetically speaking, right? You wouldn't have an answer for that. 3 of 19 for a 5-star recruit, the generational talent, and Trevor Lawrence against the Citadel, right? Hypothetically speaking, of course, Trevor Lawrence would whoop up on the Citadel. He'd put like 80 or 90 points on them. Be real. But for the Cubs, man, they're not a dead team. They're a competitor. They got a great offense until now. They've had great players until now. I mean, you know, it's crazy. To continue on with this article, there was a time when throwing the Cubs a fastball was a bad idea, to quote this here. From 2016 to 2018, the combination of J.B. Baez, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant hit, talking about batting averages here, a 307 with a 559 slugging percentage against the fastballs, but the numbers have steadily dropped since then, culminating in a 235 batting. Oh god, this is terrible. Holy hell. 235 batting average and just a 419 slugging percent. It's crazy. Over the past 75 games, counting the first 15 this year and the entire season last year in the shortened 60-game season of 2020, which is a year we refuse to bring up on here unless we absolutely have to. In this case, throw it in. Hashtag 12 team MLB playoffs. Yeah, but it's crazy. I don't know. We're gonna move on. Something's going on in Chicago with the Cubs. They've had one of the worst swinging batting averages, scoring. I mean, it's crazy. I want to look real quick at their schedule. They are 6-9. They started out with a loss 5-3 to Pittsburgh. Then it started to look okay. 5-1 win, 4-3 win, 5-3 loss, or 5-3 win, Then they lost 4-0 to Milwaukee. In 10 innings, lost 4-2. Let's just focus on their losses. Then they won 4-2 over Pittsburgh, only 4 runs and a win. Okay. Then they lose 8-2, lose 7-1, lose 6-3. Forget about who they're playing. Let's look at scores. They beat Milwaukee 3-2. Then Milwaukee, I know what I just said, but let's continue on. Milwaukee shuts them out 7-0. Then Atlanta wins 5-2. Atlanta whoops them this past Saturday 13-4. Or no, I'm sorry, they scored 13 runs, won 13-4. Then they lost 13-4. It's crazy. I mean, it's up and down. But this is a team right here that is 6-9. That is inconsistent, can't get a good win streak going. I can't figure out the Cubs. I don't know what else to say other than it's crazy. You know, I don't know. But with that being said, really got 2 things in the news for you today. What's up with the Spurs? What's up with this NBA resting rule? NBA fining the San Antonio Spurs $25,000 for violating the NBA resting rules in a game where they won by 26 points against the Phoenix Suns. They sat DeMar DeRozan, Patty Mills, and Jacob, how do you say it? Poelt? Someone help me out with the pronunciation if you can. They won 111-85. So they won the game. Big time win over the Phoenix Suns, too. Stopping a 10-game home winning streak for the Phoenix Suns. They go on the road and end a home game streak. Right? But what's the resting policy in the NBA? Is it useless? Is it pointless? Is it something we need? What does it say? It says that teams should not rest multiple healthy players in the same game. And when they do rest healthy players, it is supposed to be in home games only. Right? To quote this article here, ESPN News Services put this out the other day. To quote this, under Greg Popovich, the Spurs have long rested players even when they are healthy. One of the reasons the league first implemented a resting policy in 2017. Teams can be fined $100,000, I guess, at max for violating it. They were only fined $25,000. Toronto Raptors were fined for violating the same exact policy. They also won too. They beat the Magic 113-102 on Friday night. They got the violations the following morning. They rested Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry. Is this resting rule, folks? I'm not looking at the comments, so I don't know what anybody's saying. Let me pull back over here. But is this a useless, stupid rule here about resting multiple players? Right? I think as long, in my opinion, as long as you have players for each position, if you have enough to play the game, then what's the big deal? Play who you want to play. But at the same time, if you're resting them for I mean, really? It's crazy. D4 says people aren't paying money to come watch backups. Yeah, that's true. I give you that one, man. I mean, but seriously. What's the deal with this resting rule? Is it useless? Is it useful? Is it huge? Is it a great thing? I don't know. We're also going to do Q&A in this one today. I don't let people on, but if y'all have questions or want to just type stuff in the chat, I can read comments. I really don't have a whole lot to talk about today. But man, I mean, first off, let me. This was posted December 23rd on sportingnews.com this past year in 2020, a year we don't speak of. um, the league has discouraged teams from resting more than one healthy player per game or anyone on the road bearing unusual circumstances that, according to ESPN, include players' age, injury history, COVID-19 recovery, season and career workload, and schedule issues. What I just listed was the unusual circumstances, I guess. So basically, what it's saying is if you have guys healthy, right? Obviously, you need enough guys on the court, but you can only rest one healthy player. One, right? Am I for this rule? I really, in my own opinion, and y'all can disagree, poke fun or whatever. I don't care. I don't care what you do. But in my opinion, I think we need to just leave it up to the coaches of the teams. And I really don't see the big deal as long as you have enough guys to fill a whole team on the court for the game. Then what's the big deal? We have enough players to play the game. Okay. So what's it going to hurt to rest one or two healthy guys, right? It, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me all that much. So I get what D4 is saying, though. People aren't paying money to come watch backups, but and I get that. I'm not saying you should. I mean, on one hand, it's like, why do we need a rule against it? It should be up to the coaches and the organizations of the teams. And obviously, if a player, you can't force a player to play, can you? You know, I guess maybe you could. I don't know. Partially up to the players. On one hand, it should be up to them, but at the same time, I understand the rule. I get it. It is kind of stupid to rest guys for no reason. It again, like D4 said, you're not going to pay money. I'm not going to go. Like, you're not going to go. You go to a Lakers game because you want to see Kyle Kuzma and LeBron and Anthony Davis, not whoever they got on their second string roster, right? Nobody's going to a game in Los Angeles at Staples Center on a Friday night showdown. Let's say it's against a team like the Clippers, right? It's huge. Tickets are expensive. You bought the tickets, and you get there and you find out, or let alone you turn it on television, right? You find out Kuzma's out, Anthony Davis is out, LeBron's out. The guys that you want to go see play are not playing. They're not playing at all. It's crazy, But then again, I mean, is there really a whole lot they could do? I mean, the Spurs broke this rule. They lost 25 grand, 25,000. You can get fined up to 100,000 for violating the rule. I guess you could say the Spurs are kind of lucky that it wasn't a whole lot. I mean, and again, I mean, they won the game. They rested their players. DeMar DeRozan, Patty Mills, Jacob Polt. I guess those are the players that they sat. They still scored and won by double digits, 111-85 over the Suns. They still won the game by 26 points, resting 3 or 4 different players that were starters. They probably needed, or I guess maybe they didn't need it. I mean, you stopped it. I mean, basically, they did what they shouldn't have done, and they still did pretty darn good. Um, and I mean, that's just that. I don't know. I really don't have a whole lot else to say on that. We'll do some Q&A if anyone has any questions. You can put it in the put it in the chat. What's up, Sam Bell? I don't really drop the link and let people on this show, man. If you ever want to be a guest and you have a certain topic you want to talk about on this, though, let me know. I'm going to try to get back to doing these and maybe do it on Tuesdays or something. Wisconsin sports fan says Twins to that list. Surprising teams. Plus Twins. I guess it's projections here. Add the Twins to that list and some surprising teams. Wait. Okay, so Wisconsin sports fan talking baseball here says my new projections are number 1 Dodgers, White Sox, 2 Brewers and Angels, 3 Mets, Rays, Athletics, Padres, and Cardinals and Blue Jays. Add the Twins to that list, and then surprising teams: the Phillies, the Reds, the Giants, the Red Sox, and the Mariners. I can see that. The Giants look pretty good, so we will see. We got the draft in 1 week from Thursday. Still working on my mock draft, but making great progress. But I'm not going to share it till I'll probably start Monday if I could finish it up or whatever, and I'll share my first round mock maybe Monday or whatever. I think I got through 2 and 3, and maybe even the 4th round, but still some picks in like the 6th and 7th round that I'm working on, and I'll share those on Tuesday and Wednesday. Try to split that up a bit if I can. Definitely make an attempt to. I'll be going with my grandmother tomorrow, the one that's always watching on here. I'll be going to the SEC Museum in Birmingham. And probably get lunch too. So that'll be fun. Maybe I'll do a stream from there, like I did the Bear Bryant Museum last week, just the other day, which was really, really fun and interesting. I enjoyed it. The Bama championship rings too. I know nobody cares unless you're a Bama fan, but screw it, I'm gonna share it with you guys anyway. It has 135 stones on the face of the ring. That's to represent basically each point that was scored in the SEC title game, the Rose Bowl semifinal, and the national championship. 135 combined points altogether. There are 2 round stones on it. That's one for each championship scored by this year's senior class. You go back, second and 26, Devontae, Najee, they were freshmen. Now here they are, seniors, winning another championship. 52 stones in the border of the ring. That's the number of points they scored in the title game and the national championship. They scored 52 in one championship, such as like the SEC game against Florida, and then they also scored 52 against Ohio State. They also have princess cut stones, which sounds pretty stupid if you ask me, for a ring for a bunch of guys that just won a championship and put in hard work. But whatever, that's what it's called. 18 of them to represent 18 national championships. So. So, shout out to Chess Hall, too.
This is some good milk. You know what? The milk's gone bad.
Taking the week off. No streams from Chess Hall. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else. But if y'all are in the comments, y'all got questions, we'll do Q&A on here too. Hopefully we get some good news this week as far as I guess we still got some more spring games. We could double check real quick and see who all is playing. College football spring games. Let's see. 3 days ago, this was put out by CBS Sports. 24th would be this week. Boston College is this week. North Carolina in the ACC. Pitt. Let's see. We also got, you look at the Big Ten, Michigan State and Maryland. Maryland's at noon. And then following right after Michigan State this Saturday on the Big Ten Network. Baylor plays theirs in the Big 12, 1 o'clock this Saturday in Eastern, all times Eastern that I'm announcing. Oklahoma's at 5 Eastern. Oklahoma State's at 1. Texas still doesn't have a time, at least from what I'm reading on here. You got ESPN Plus, 1 o'clock Eastern time. This Saturday, West Virginia will be on that. Arizona this weekend out of the Pac-12. Washington State out of the Pac-12. Mississippi being Ole Miss. And then we have Tennessee, A&M, South Carolina out of the SEC as far as teams having their games this week. I must have missed that on this list before, but I guess Texas has theirs at 2. I'll check that out because I know they got Sarkisian as the head coach, and obviously after what he did for us at Alabama last year, definitely want to pull for the guy, don't you? I think anybody's pulling for him and would like to see him have good success. What's up, Shady Canes? How you doing, man? Go Bucks. Good seeing you in here, sir. Good luck week 1. You're going to need it. Let's see. A couple articles. I don't even need to read this. Jameis Winston says he's the hardest working NFL quarterback. Yeah, if that's the case, why'd you have 30 interceptions a couple years ago? I mean, I like James. I think he could be a decent quarterback. He could do well with the Saints now that Drew Brees is gone. But I mean, hard works. If by hard work you mean 30 interceptions in one season and leading your team to a 7-9 record, yeah, that's hard work, man. Congrats. So, it looks like I covered everything. Cubs struggling on offense, can't figure it out. Pitching's terrible. We talked about the resting rule. The Spurs are fined for breaking it. So, anyway, that being said, people, I guess, yeah, screw it. It's the first time since, well, I guess since I've been up here that I've done this show. I'm going to try to do this show more. I guess I could drop the link and let you guys on for a bit. I don't care. But going forward with this, if you want to be a guest and have something specific to talk about, man, just email me, let me know. I don't care. But yeah. So we'll let you guys on, kind of just hang out for a bit on here, and then we'll end it. But yeah, just it's great to see baseball back in action. I know it's been a couple weeks since opening day, but we got that underway. We've had spring ball. Still got a few spring games to pretty much look forward to, and you know, we'll see. Y'all gotta check this out. How about Tiger Woods takes a good shot? Some fans said, "Get it in the hole," and then one said, "That's." Check this out.
Pretty much just a stock fiber.
That's pretty good. What's up, Wisconsin sports fan D4, Slim Shady Canes? Good seeing y'all in here. Got my mock draft. I'm still working on that, and I got the full order down for the draft order, and I just got to plug in the picks. So I'm making great progress. I made it through maybe the first 4 or 5 rounds so far. Still working on that, and yep, it's making a lot of progress. So Look who it is. Dominic, what's up, man?
Hey, Ballard, good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Sorry I've not been on your streams recently. I've been falling asleep while I noticed you were streaming during my sleep time.
Or do my streams put you to sleep? Be real. Be honest.
I fall asleep about before you stream. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I got you, man. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, man, I understand. But man, that clip you just played got me laughing good.
Oh, you talking about the golf one?
Yeah.
I couldn't look, man. I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, come on, this is Tiger Woods we're talking about too.
We're coming back. We're coming back.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah, quick word, real quick, from Tom Brady and the Bucks,
We're
though.
coming back. We're coming back. Know that. Coming back. Tom Brady's.
We're coming back.
Oh yeah.
When Bama fans walking around the streets with their they're gonna buy the championship rings and just be show offs to all the other fan bases, especially Auburn fans, are gonna be like,
How about that? Check to local initiative.
how about that? What's up,
Right.
D4?
Well, what's up, man?
Not much. How you
What's up,
doing?
D4?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, just chilling, man.
I hear you.
Guess who my Capitals have to play next?
Who's
Yeah.
that?
I believe we play either the Bruins or the Islanders.
I'm a Preds fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so is a Sam Bowell. He's a Preds fan too.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's from Tennessee as well.
Yeah. I guess I kind of pull for the Lightning, but I don't know. I know hockey channels and everything. I mean, we have them up here now, so maybe I can find a couple. But I'm excited for the NHL on ESPN here next season. That'll be fun.
I know you don't talk. I know you don't talk much about this, but Jeff Webster said the Chavin verdict is due any minute now.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I'll be honest, I follow it outside of here. I just, trying to be a sportscaster, you don't bring it up. But, I mean, if people think that, like, I'm sure other sportscasters, they pay attention. They just don't talk about it publicly, but that's just how it is.
I completely understand.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. So, what are you looking for in the spring game this Saturday?
I want to see one of our quarterbacks set himself apart from the other because it's a 2-man race between Casey Thompson and Hudson Card. I personally think Hudson Card's the better option.
Yeah.
But Casey Thompson has sat his turn and deserves a shot. So we'll see how it goes.
Your boy Slim's in here.
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up?
What's up, Slim?
Another day, not enough dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you, brother.
I got a question, Ballard. What does 30 interceptions have to do with how much work somebody puts in? That seems like a better case for poor decision making, but not
Well,
necessarily.
I mean, I was just kind of making a joke about that. I mean, he led the league in interceptions. That's not saying that he doesn't work hard. I'm sure he did. I mean, he had some great games at Tampa Bay, and Jameis, he was obviously great at Florida State too. Won a championship. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but obviously, I just, it just seems like it just wasn't right for the Bucks. Ultimately, I mean, obviously he struggled with
when Lovie Smith was coach, when Dirk Cutter came in, things were okay, but not good enough. And then, of course, we refer to Bruce Arians as the quarterback whisperer, and he just has that kind of year, 7-9 season, and then I don't know, he's not bad.
I think looking at the record is a little simplistic. I mean,
Yeah,
he did have 5,000 yards passing and like 50 touchdowns.
for sure. Hey, who's this D4? Who's this Ben Ballard, the freshman on the Longhorns roster?
Who did you say?
Ben Ballard. He's on the Longhorns roster. He's listed as a freshman, though.
Oh yeah, he's
First off, not related to me, but
yeah, he's like a 2-star quarterback.
One rushing attempt against Colorado for 7 yards. So he hasn't really done anything.
No.
But like he said, 2-star. So I mean, who knows?
Oh boy. We were talking about Slim, your Miami video. I'm going to release it closer to the season.
I got you. I just remembered you saying something about it, but you'd never said when it was coming out.
Yeah, I found out that kind of try to do those closer to the season.
Yeah, like early August. They get real around then.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to watch your other video yet, when you put out earlier today.
Oh, it's long.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I try and make a point of going back, and I mean, I can't always watch the videos when they first come out, or even the live stream, the ones I don't make. Try and make an effort to go back and watch.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Sometimes, people's work schedules and all that, it really doesn't bode well for being able to watch a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I know who's always there watching and, supporting. Which I've done pretty well past 2 weeks.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I've tripled my subscriber count, and the videos are kind of taking off. So
I'll do that a few more weeks in a row, and you'll be in good shape.
Oh yeah. No, I'm putting out 3. I'm putting out 3 this week, just to get it out there. Which, like I said, I got something in the chamber, so
Yeah, keep something backlogged for when you're busy.
yeah.
What else have you got coming out this week? Or you want to make it a surprise?
No, it's just baseball. The one I did today was baseball catches, like diving catches, infield catches, home run robbers, stuff like that. And the next one's going to be I ranked the I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but I ranked the MLB teams from worst to first in history. Like not this season. I'm talking about like historically. Yeah, historically.
Oh, you're always going to ruffle a few feathers doing video.
You know why it'll piss people off is probably because the Yankees are at the top.
Well, you can't compete with 27 World Series titles. So.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, it's not going to piss off Yankees fans.
No,
Right.
no,
Well,
that'll be the most of the likes.
Yeah. Be sharing it out, and you'll go global with that and be like, Yankee pages are like, this just in, a Texas Longhorn college football fan put out a MLB rankings video and had the Yankees right at the top.
Well, I'm also a Red Sox fan, so
Yeah.
Oh, so how bad is it going to hurt your feelings to put the Yankees at the top of that?
but you know me. I'm a realist fan. I don't. We can't. There's nobody like the second most is 11, and that's the Giants. So no, the Cardinals, and you really can't be like, yeah, well, we're close. No, we're fucking not.
And I'd be the first to admit that's why I don't end up on a lot of NFL channels because I mean, let's be honest here, you don't have a whole lot to celebrate throughout the history of being a Bucks fan.
Right. We're just letting this past season soak in, and then we'll get next year and we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, I said it from the beginning last season. I didn't think Tampa would make the Super Bowl. I said necessarily. Right. I said they'll make the playoffs with Brady, and then we'll see what happens. I said, but I like our chances if they make when they make the playoffs because Brady's just that good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He plays his best games in the playoffs. Period. I mean,
well,
he loses games, but still.
Well, nobody retires undefeated.
Right. That's true.
But I also said, before the season ever started, because people, the big narrative was Brady wasn't what he used to be. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, with the weapons he has there, Brady doesn't have to be the best Brady he's ever been.
Nope. Kind of like even if he was kind of like Peyton Manning in that last year that he was there, he did just enough to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, because that Super Bowl they won, you could tell Peyton was drug along behind. I mean, it was sad to see. Like a lot of people, I'm a fan of good players, and Peyton's one of the best of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I hate the Indianapolis Colts. I hated Peyton Manning when he played there, but you can't deny that he's one of the top 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah. It's like Brady. I know he's a player, but I mean, it's almost like Nick Saban. It's like, God, I just can't wait for him to retire. So that way we can be over with this team and we can stop. Like, people can't wait for this certain guy to leave his sport, retire, and be done with it. But you got to give him props, It's just kind of like that with Brady.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And believe me, before he came to Tampa Bay, and I'm sure, I don't know how Slim Shady was about it, but I mean, I even looked at it like that. But he's one of those players, like, unless your team has him, you're going to get annoyed with him, just winning and doing whatever he's doing.
You want to know who annoyed me more than Brady? The fact that Trent Dilfer left Tampa Bay, went to the Ravens, and was drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I don't like the argument of just using championships, in the case of, say Brady or Nick Saban, to say that they're the best of all time, because you have, in the case of Trent Dilfer, an absolutely terrible quarterback has a Super Bowl ring.
But y'all have a history. Y'all have a history of letting people go and them succeeding other places, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, you don't even have to go through history. Just look at when they won the Super Bowl in 2002. Within 3 seasons, everybody that made anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine, and I don't think this is going to happen, but like just take a second and imagine real quick in a few years. And I hope we hope this doesn't happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But what would happen if Winston won a Super Bowl with the Saints? People would be pointing and laughing, and I'm sure obviously he would kind of look at Arians and the Bucks. But we're just going to sit here and be like, so what? So what?
That's not outside the realm of possibilities either.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, Sean Payton has. I mean, you saw what he did with Drew Brees, and I mean, even he's got a guy in Taysom Hill a little bit, but
it's like I said when I first came on. The problem with Winston isn't his ability; it's his decision making.
Right. Under pressure and everything.
Sean Payton is a guy that can help him with that.
That's true.
The Saints with the way their defense is set up and everything, they're a very, very, very dangerous team, no matter who's at quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
Now, granted, I actually think it's a less likely chance of it happening than y'all do, for the simple fact that the Saints are in cap hill right now. I mean, they were almost $100 million over the cap last year.
Yeah.
So they're fixing to have to let a lot of people go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, granted, you do good in the draft. You know, you can replace some of those guys on the cheap. There's some free agents out there that can make a difference for a year or two and pounce on your opportunity to do it.
Right.
So, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but that Saints front office has got some work to do to figure some things out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How long you guys think? I think Trevor Lawrence, without question, starts like automatically for the Jaguars. But how many years do you think it takes him to? Well, I guess let's start with winning the division and making a playoff run.
That division's weak as hell right now.
Yeah.
The Titans have no secondary.
Yeah, that's true.
The Colts are pieced together. Their best thing is their running game.
And the Texans is Watson stuff.
The Texans is a fucking shit show.
Their O-line's one of the worst, too.
And as bad as the Titans' defense is, I mean, Derrick Henry's a ticking time clock before his time's up.
Yeah, man.
And let's be honest, Tannehill's not the answer.
I think he's got 3 years left in him.
Mm-hmm.
And you very well could be right. It just with running backs, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them will last. You know, some of them barely get through the rookie contract, and some of them, you know, are a Frank Gore and they kick around forever.
Well, Frank Gore is just an enigma.
And I'll be honest, I was completely wrong about him because he was injury prone in college, flew out both of his knees.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was going to be a bust in the NFL. Then he started taking off with the 49ers, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, my thoughts on that, like I said, just came from him playing at Miami and just seeing, you know, okay, he actually would have been the backup in 2001, but he blew out his knee. And blew it out again in the spring. It was either the spring or fall camp of 2002. So, you know, if he had stuck around, you wouldn't have had that season with Willis McGahee. At least not then, anyway.
Right. But Willis McGay, he was going to break out anyway. But
Yeah, he was a freak. His time, and he was probably the Reggie Bush of college football right before Reggie.
Right.
At least until that Ohio State game.
still one of the most crucial I've ever seen.
Oh yes. That's what annoys me about the University of Miami. They won't recruit a running back like that. They want your short running back like some teams go after. They want your 5'8" to 5'10".
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm a fan of personally. I'm a fan of your 6'1", 6'2",
right,
230, 240 pound backs.
Yeah, they want that pure speed back.
Yeah. And I mean, if you do that, fine, but you still need to have a fullback then.
and fullback's got to be physical too.
But the problem is nobody uses fullbacks anymore.
That's true. I mean, heck, we hardly see them use running backs like they've always done, I guess.
No, running backs are definitely in football now. They have to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield more than any time ever.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it used to be just give them the ball, but they like you just said, they're trying to do these passes out of the backfield and hope that they can take it like 20 yards downfield. And
hey, some of them can. Leonard Fournette didn't do a half bad job at it.
that's true. That's true, man.
No, but I actually think that's something that I think the fullback is something that could be brought back into football.
Yeah.
And nobody would know what to do with it today because nobody uses them anymore.
Right.
I mean, what team in college would know what to do with a Jerome Bettis lined up behind the offensive line and being
I tell you what, all three of our teams, the downfall of Texas was they tried to emulate the 2005 team. Okay.
Yeah.
The downfall of Alabama during their period was they tried to emulate Bear Bryant. The downfall of Miami, though, is they tried to change.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point.
I could see all that. Instead of trying to catch up with how the game was at that moment in time, they tried to go back to what brought the program success or whatever, I guess. Is that what you were basically trying to say?
For Alabama, yes.
Yeah.
But for Miami, they were built on that bad boy reputation. They recruited kids from the inner city. They recruited the bad boys that would get out there and smack in your mouth and let you know about it. But then they tried to clean up their act, and they didn't recruit those kids anymore.
Yeah, man.
Those kids are now going to Alabama and Clemson and other schools like that.
Yeah, because even the early 2000s teams, as good as they were cleaner than the teams from back in the 80s.
Yeah.
By a long shot. I mean, you never really heard out of, a random incident here or there. And actually, I really give it to Butch for the most part. Since the late 90s, you haven't heard the problems out of Miami really like to.
Yeah.
With success is going to come problems.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're under a microscope.
Oh, even Nick Saban's had scandals at Alabama. You remember it wasn't long.
Yeah.
It was around 2010. They were going on about all the players sucking on deer horns or whatever.
We just had that what was it? Rush, what's his name? couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
That-
Rush.
Yeah,
And if Nick Saban wasn't Nick Saban,
yeah.
I'm telling you, the Jalen Waddle deal would have been blown way more than it was.
I know.
That boy was limping, dragging his freaking leg, and him out there on the field. If that was any other coach besides Nick Saban, they wouldn't have a job today.
I know that.
He ashamed of himself for that. I really didn't like that. Not one little bit.
Same thing for you. Remember when Tua had the hip injury? He was telling Coach Saban like, "Hey, I'll play." Saban wanted to take Tua out of that game. You imagine any other coach that would have just listened to Tua at that moment in time? They would have been gone for that. You know, you got to grow up and just grow a pair and say, "All right, that's it." No, you got to get out. I mean, but because it was Saban and because he just everything he's done at Alabama. I mean,
Well, and it's not just that though. I mean, if you look at it, it's been there for years that Saban probably pushes his players harder than he should because all of these talented players coming through Alabama. Why is the NFL not just riddled with Alabama players in every Pro Bowl?
Because they're used up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a few, no doubt. You know, Julio Jones and, Amari Cooper. You've had some Derrick Henry that have broke out. But like D4 said, Nick Saban rides them so hard at Alabama, they're used up by the time they hit the NFL.
yeah.
I mean, good
But-
Lord, I started to feel bad for Trent Richardson. He became a meme.
Yeah, he did. He was great at Alabama. But then again, he hit the NFL, and it's like, what the heck happened, you know?
But that being said, it could be on the players as well because they know there's another 5-star sitting behind them.
Yeah.
I get that, but at the same time, don't you think they would have just as much pride on the line in the NFL? I mean, everybody's looking for that big contract.
Yeah.
I would think that would be incentive.
Well, here we go. Shit's either about to pop off or everything gonna be good.
Yeah.
I think those jurors are too afraid of their houses getting burned down to come back not guilty. Which means today's basically useless because they've got 50 different things they can go to appeal.
I'll give you another player. Landon Collins. I mean, he started out okay, but in recent years, it really hasn't been all that, you know. Then again, he had a what?
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. Is that for me?
That's for me. That's my man.
Oh,
I'm just sitting here.
I was like, what the hell?
Just an old junk trailer.
Yeah. Here we go. 1 week out from the draft, they got their mock draft live here. Kyle Pitts to the Falcons. That'd be a good fit.
I can't believe Jerry Jones said he wanted Kyle Pitts.
I know.
Atlanta, too. Here's the thing. Atlanta can be a whole lot better if they get a defense that can stop a nosebleed.
Right. I want to see who they had. The 49. Who do you guys think the 49ers will take versus who they should take? This mock draft had them with Mac Jones. I'm just going to be real. I know what I've said. Yes, Fields is better than Jones, but I like to joke because, I mean, you know who won the Natty, but I mean, then again, like Fields, I just want to know what it is about him that his stock is falling. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. You know,
Who?
Fields, his draft stock, and why it keeps falling and all that.
The verdict is in.
Uh-oh.
Chauvin guilty, second-degree murder. Chauvin guilty, third-degree murder. Chauvin guilty, second-degree voluntary manslaughter.
No comments on all this because I'm trying to be a sportscaster, but I'll let y'all argue it out.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just letting you know that's what it. Just letting you know that's what it was.
Well, I mean, I know everyone's watching it and all that, so I mean, I get it. You know, but
They no argument here.
yeah.
Oh, I remember where I was. I remember where I was for the OJ verdict. I remember that. I remember right where I was. I was having a late afternoon lunch, a really late lunch at this really cool. It's not there anymore. 50s style diner in the Skywalk in downtown Des Moines. All your food came in plastic baskets. They poured the milkshakes on your head. All the sodas were jerked at the fountain. There were little jukeboxes at your table for that you played 2 songs for $0.25. And yeah, it was all 50 stuff. All the presidential candidates used to go in there and when they were campaigning in the caucuses, it was always a place you stopped in. It was called Stella's Blue Sky Diner.
Yeah.
And, she got cancer and died, and her daughter sold off the business, and the guy that bought it from her ran it into the ground, and it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
They would you would hold your milkshake glass on top of your head.
Yeah.
And the waitress would pull a chair over next to your booth or your table, stand up on the chair while you were sitting there, holding your glass on your head, and she would hold the metallic milkshake thing, that comes off the shake machine.
Yeah.
Like 3 feet up in the air over the top of your head and pour it right into the glass. Never miss a drop. They were all trained how to do that. Bill Clinton came in there and he wouldn't put it on his head. He put it between his feet on the floor. And the gal stood on a chair and poured it, which must have been like 5 or 6 feet, right between the slacks and the shoes of the president of the United States, and didn't splatter a drop.
Yeah.
And he got a peanut butter and banana shake. That's his booth. It was called the presidential booth. They had a little sign there, and people would try to fight to get that booth. He got a peanut butter and banana shake, and Al Gore got a Hawaiian pineapple coconut, something like that. That's what that was their shakes when they were there.
Yeah. Y'all want to see? I went to Tuscaloosa last week, and we ate at a place. Jeff, I don't know the last time you went to Tuscaloosa, but you ever heard of the place Rama Gemma's?
Rama Gemma, right next to BDS. Yep.
Heck yeah, man! You want to see what I ate? I got this picture. Hold on, I'll get it. This burger, I swear to you. Maybe put it up. I can't even put the whole thing, but I'll at least show what the burger looked like. It was called hold on, here it is. Look at this. It's called the National Champion Burger. Championship Burger, whatever. So much bread, bacon, pickles. Like 2 or 3 patties. It was huge, man. It was good. But looks like Jeff left. But you still there, D4?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You gonna shut her down?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do that. But it's great that I got this show back, man. I was definitely a show I've been wanting to bring back for a while. But it was cool. It was good talking to you guys.
You too, buddy. See you.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, Steve 4 for coming on. Thanks, Slim Shady Canes and Jeff Webster for coming on as well. I'm going to go ahead and end the show here. Yes, as the title says, we still do it. Still going to try to do this. I'll probably do, maybe get back to doing it on Tuesdays. I think that's what I'd had it originally, was like Tuesdays at 5 Eastern. Maybe I'll do that. So, hold on one second. All right, guys. So I'll go ahead and get out of here. It's Nate. What's up? I did eat all of it, yes. So, but anyways, it was great to bring this show back. Thanks everyone for showing up today and everyone that came on, D4, Shady Canes, Jeff Webster a little bit. Love all you guys. Hope everyone has an awesome week ahead. And I plan on going with my other grandmother to like the SEC Museum in Birmingham. So maybe I'll do a stream from there. So stay tuned. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. Love you guys. Have an awesome week. Keep your head up. Jesus loves you. Remember that. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Roll Tide, roll.
Roll down Tide.
Good boy, son.